Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad. And we're gonna have a weekly reading for the period or for the week 17th to 23rd of June 2024. And the first thing that I'm going to do, as per usual, that will be the the general reading for the week. You can see the cards which I pulled half a day ago, give or take, so I can use them for the thumbnail, add the thumbnail itself, but I'm going to show them to you in any case. And the first one that I drew, that is Death. The second card, that is Four of Pentacles. And the third card we have, that will be the Queen of Wands. So these three cards. These three cards. Hello, Jen. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple message. It's pretty simple influence, if you will, that we are going to experience throughout this particular week. And what these cards do represent is the unnecessary. Okay, it is the unnecessary, the part, the thing, the subject, the situation that doesn't contribute in any way anymore. Right, and that kind of a situation, thing, enterprise, endeavor, a person, it could be also a person, okay, subject, it's gonna fall off. Okay, it's gonna fall off one way or another. At least as per those cards, it's most likely, extremely likely, it's almost certain that it's gonna fall off the natural way, the way that it's not gonna be painful for anyone. How these aspects and these subjects are gonna fall off the table, because one day we are just gonna realize that there is no point pushing forward anymore into one or another thing. Okay, or pushing with something or someone anymore. Now, not to be discouraged here, that doesn't mean a loss, not by a large margin. It means free space. It means free space, which we get to choose what to fill up with. Okay, so we can also look at this, can I put it in towards this experience as a liberating experience that will allow us to decide what we want to do next, or whom we want to be with next. And needless to say here, based on our choices from there moving forward, will depend what kind of a future we are going to have. But rest assured here, that is a week where huge burdens are going to be relieved from our shoulders, problematic burdens that we do not see point moving forward with in general, or keeping around. Okay, so that was the collective reading. Now a few notes about the show before I do move forward. There are going to be 12 readings, just as this one, one for each star sign. Going to start with Aries and obviously going to end up with the Pisces. Now bear in mind that these are going to be readings for your star signs, therefore you should take that information more as a guidance than anything else. That information very seldom will happen to be a concrete answer to your question, because again, that is a star sign reading, not your personal reading. But if you do wish your personal situation to be a subject of my tarot interpretation, you can go to my website, link of which you will find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Other than that, if you do enjoy the show, you can support us using either Super Chat or PayPal. The PayPal link you are also going to find in the description down below. And at the end of the stream, anyone who supported the stream that way will have a reading that's guaranteed, just like Yasmin. Thank you for the 20. Thank you, Yasmin. And Taco as well. Thank you for the $44.44. Thank you, Taco. Let me put you guys into the list. All right. Thank you. Okay, so the first star sign that I'm going to read for, that's going to be Aries. You can track which star sign I'm reading for by observing the glyph which is here. Eight of Pentacles. The Emperor. And the Ace of Wands. Anna, long time no see. Thank you for the 20. Thank you, Anna. Let me put you into the list. Talking about the unnecessary here. And I will try to explain the situation for Aries with an example or two, because, you know, English ain't my native language and I might lose myself. So, no, okay. So it's a birthday reading, it's not a weekly reading, okay. So, you know, guys, whenever one has an agenda, it wants to go forward with a plan, or it wants to go forward with a some kind of a target, some kind of a goal. There are always conditions that must be kept, or allegedly must be kept, which one doesn't wanna fall into, right? But these conditions does look necessary. They do look necessary, allegedly look necessary. And in the process of moving forward, at least for what those cards are showing, those conditions will happen to be unnecessary for you, which is going to be the burden that will fall and drop off your shoulders. Restrictions, not exactly restrictions, but again, condition criteria was the word that I was searching for. So criteria, conditions that you thought you had to live up to, and it will turn out that you don't. Very simple example to that, it is, say you like a person, rich person, and you may think that you have to show also lavish lifestyle, which is a condition you must be upheld to. And once you establish a communication, it will happen that actually that is not required. In fact, it doesn't matter at all. Okay, and that is the thing that you thought, which is mandatory, that it is very difficult for you to uphold, and you don't want to uphold, and you will be relieved from it. So that is how things move forward with Aries. So long story short, aspects, details that you thought important happens not to be important, and this is going to be exactly those details that you find difficult and repulsive to uphold. Okay. So moving next, or in other words said, for Aries, it will take less than what you think. Taurus. King of Pentacles. Two of Swords. Two of Wands. These are the way that the cards stand for you guys. So within this week, the importance of the week for you, Taurus, will revolve around a person or an entity. As a general reading, that could be an entity, it could be an organization or a firm. But bottom line is that this entity or a person is going to finally step up. And I'm saying finally, that is because we do have the Two of Swords here next to the King of Pentacles. And it is the moment where, can I put it into words? That person or an entity will have not much of a choice by stepping up unless there is gonna be a loss-loss situation. And that kind of a situations aren't a thing that King of Pentacles it's okay with living into, right? So whether that's an enemy or a friend, it's irrelevant. What will drive the situation forward is for the good of all, right? For example, for the good of your children or for our children, right? For the good of the business. You may hate each other with your business partner, but if these cards represent your business partner, they are going to step forward and come through with what it is required in order the business to push forward. So they will not going to allow the grudge to be an obstruction. Or your partner in life, same thing, stepping up and not allowing the grievances that you have built throughout the relationship you had to be an obstacle, say, for your children to grow, and so on and so forth. Or long story short, for you, Taurus, that is an person or an entity that steps up for you that week and invest in cumulative endeavors, which could be, again, your relationship, your business, your job, projects, and so on and so forth, because you both win from it. You win directly or actively, they are winning passively from that. Okay. So that was Taurus, Gemini. Knight of Pentacles. The Hermit. And it is the World. For Gemini, these cards, again, as we do have a court card in a prime position, they do represent person or an entity as a general reading. And that is a person or an entity which makes up their mind to get to the very end. Maybe that's a person who finally makes up their mind to get up to the very end, which you romantically, business-wise, or in terms of a specific endeavor. And the reason for it, actually, there are quite a few reasons, but the most important reasons are couple. One, it is that they do find that that's going to be a salvation for them, whether a salvation for their soul, whether a salvation for their money, whether a salvation for their well-being, and so on and so forth. And the other reason is because they don't have anything better to do, right? They don't have anything more proficient in any field to do at this particular point. So that happens to be the wisest and the most important option available in front of them. Now, that is how they do benefit from all that. The question, though, it is how you, Gemini, benefit from all that. Well, according to these cards, you do benefit from it by being delivered a handyman or an errand boy. I don't know how you wanna look at it, but that is either an individual or an entity that whenever there is a job to be done or a problem to be dealt with, they are doing it in a consistent fashion, right? Like advancing in a very consistent pace by taking under consideration and taking under, can I put it into words? Dealing with the details consistently. And thus, my point it is that neither of you or that particular entity or a person will end up being blindsided by any situation you find yourself into in this particular week. That is a two-side job, though, in between you and that entity and that person. There cannot be a third party involved in this particular enterprise. And after the whole thing is finished, that doesn't have to be the end, but you can't base your future, whether business or romantic relationship, on what you have went through at that particular moment. It has to be something new. Cancer. Nine of Swords. Judgment. Four of Pentacles. That will be a week where it will become pretty clear. Now the means under which is going to become pretty clear. I cannot say that they're going to be strictly individual for each one of you, Cancer. Some of you will have revelations. Others will be put into a situation there where they will not going to have much of a choice. Okay. Third are going to be pressed with their back against the wall. Fourth are going to realize something, and so on and so forth. But will become pretty clear to you what needs to be abandoned and what needs to be let go of, what needs to be forlorn into your life. And the issue with all that is that by this point of time, you thought that that's your solace. You thought that that's something extremely stable in your life, whether that's your marriage or your place of living or your job, okay, or even career path. Well, it doesn't have to be that dramatic, but bottom line is that something that you thought it is extremely stable and strong will turn out to be very fragile, right? And that it does more harm than actually good for you and for your well-being as well. And so it needs to be let go of, or rather it needs to be abandoned. Whether you will abandon it or not, it's entirely up to you, but you will have your answer within the next few days, in the upcoming week, so to speak. And courage, my friends, it is going to be required from you to do what it is right for yourself and for your offsprings as well. Okay, next, that will be Leo. Six of Swords, Ten of Swords, Nine of Wands. Just give me a second. It's very similar to Cancer as a manifestation, but for you, Leo, we can see what's going to be the reason, and the reason is going to be your experience and also the knack and the sense how things can work. And what happens is that within the upcoming week, whatever, say, wish you have, or let's put it that way, whatever dream you have, through your experience and the knack of how things work, you will have the answer what's gonna take. And what's gonna take will be scary. Doesn't mean that it will be colossal thing though, but for you personally, it's gonna be scary. So it's gonna take a risk, some kind of a risk. And the reason why it's gonna be a risk, more or less, is that once initiated, once executed, there isn't any going back from that threshold, so to speak. Once you do make your move, for example, what's gonna take is to express your emotions, and you can't take that back. Once you express them, it's done, right? It's one way you can look at it. So that's going to be a week for you where you are bound to make some bold moves, which will let you transition, if I may put it that way, from a place of where there isn't anything for you in it anymore, into a place where you can chase your dreams. But according to these cards, a courage is going to be required for you to make that transition. Whether you're going to find that courage in yourself or not, well, that depends, again, entirely on you. But be warned, once the step is made, there isn't going to be any going back from it. And it will feel like you have abandoned your old thing, whether your old relationship, whether your old job, because that very well may be a job offer and it may feel like you are betraying, your current company, but in the same time, you will know that if you want to grow yourself and achieve your dreams in terms of career, you gotta take it, okay? And you know that there isn't any going back from it. Now, whether you're gonna muster the courage to take that new job offer or not, entirely up to you, or whether you're going to muster the courage to go with that new person or not, entirely up to you, that you know that you're going to be happier and it is your way to achieve your dream relationship, and so on and so forth. Okay, going next. Virgo. Queen of Pentacles. The Moon. And the Magician. Now that is, at the same time, uplifting, I would say, and a bit discouraging. It is uplifting. Okay, so this is what these cards represent. They do represent most likely an individual entity. It's very unlikely, but it could be the case. In any way, I will go with an individual here. They do represent an individual which you are bound by fate with. Okay, that is someone that you just can't escape each other. No matter what you do, you always gonna have a future together one way or another. And according to these cards, that individual, or can I put it into you, put the potential in between you and that individual, it's not fully developed yet. I mean, I would rather say you have barely scratched the surface when it comes to the relationship in between each other, whether that's a business or romantic or friendship and so on and so forth. But it is discouraging because according to these cards here, that individual is tired. Okay, they just don't want to put an effort anymore. They don't want to make amends, so to speak, at least for now. Okay. And the best thing you can do is not force it and not push it. Just let it be as it is, and faith will kind of like reconciliate you together on its own accord. That is if you do believe in fate, of course. So that is how the week is gonna move forward with you, and I do suspect that that's gonna be the time frame where you both are gonna realize actually how much you mean to one another, whether for each other's business or whether for each other's feelings. Okay, moving next, that will be Libra. Nine of Swords. Two of Pentacles. Justice. Those three cards. I don't want to scare you or make you afraid or anything, but according to these cards, the consequences that you are afraid of, it's exactly what's going to happen, okay? Which are dictated of your actions. And I'm not talking about the devastating consequences. For example, The favor that you have been afraid of that's going to be asked from you is going to be asked from you. The promise that you had been afraid of is going to be kept, is going to be kept, or you are going to be held to keep it into the upcoming week. And so on and so forth. These cards here do represent that you do have an obligation, and there is some kind of a fear and even attempts with that Two of Pentacles to the Nine of Swords for you to weasel your way out of that obligation one way or another, but you won't be able to. And you will be held to your responsibilities into that upcoming week, whether these are a written responsibilities or just a verbal contract. And the sooner you do accept it, the better, right? And the good side of the story here is that you will have all the capacity to live up to it, and you will have all the capacity to manage your time immaculately and basically answer to every call that you are going to be held up to into the upcoming week. And as the justice serves everyone what they deserve, you will get that week exactly what you deserve, whether you like it or not. Jen, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Jen. Let me put you into the list. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. Okay, next, Scorpio. Five of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the High Priestess. Those three cards. So what we have for Scorpio is a star, and it's a week where, okay, I'll say it that way, it's a week where there are going to be new opportunities for Scorpio, and these new opportunities will require the recklessness of attendance. What I mean is that when the opportunity presents itself this week is going to look either risky, untrustworthy, unappealing. And in order to initiate the star or a star in our life or in a field of our lives, whether career, whether love life, we will require to be reckless and also, can I put it into words? Well, yeah, the word is kind of reckless. Going forward with it without asking too much questions, what can come out of the whole thing, rather than striving to experience just the moment, right? And these opportunities will be, for a big portion of them, quite different from what we had on our disposal up until this point. So on top of all that, things are going to be much more interesting, or rather like these opportunities, whether people to date with, whether job opportunities, and so on and so forth, are going to be much more interesting than as such we had up until this point in our recent past. Now, the issue with all that is that we may kind of like overextend, overreach. And of course, by doing so, there could be a price, so to speak, that we will have to pay that we aren't prepared to do so. And this is where the recklessness comes in. That's going to be the product of that recklessness. So a question that we need to ask ourselves as a Scorpio is how far we are willing to go in order to have a flux and a motion in our lives. Hey, News Devon, welcome to the stream. So for you, my friends, Scorpio, who are feeling stuck, that's your ticket. But whether you're willing to pay the price or not will define, you know, whether you can use that ticket or not. Okay, Sagittarius next. The Magician, Ten of Swords, King of Swords. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you. Does Jake likes you romantically? Well, we're gonna check that one out at the end of the stream. Let me put you into the list. Thank you. I don't know how to explain that. That is when that is a week. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna say it that way. For you, Sagittarius, that is a week where you are gonna do what it takes to have it your way and to resolve your personal problems with, it's not with a disregard, it is so convoluted. Okay, so let's not focus on the act. You will undertake a lot of maneuvers throughout this week. And when you are done with all that, few things are going to be in place. One important thing that is going to be at place is going to be that you will now have the necessary sovereignty to require and to request, to ask for a particular requisition, whether that requisition is a promotion, whether that requisition is a respect, and so on and so forth. Additionally to it, after you are done with all of your maneuvers, your ideas or the point that you wanted to make across will be the one that is going to be heard most soundly. And the third thing for you, Sagittarius, is that once you are done with all those maneuvers, there will be not a single aspect that does not contribute for your well-being in your life. So that's going to be a super efficient week where you're just going to show people, colleagues, friends, partners, family members, whomever, who is the boss, and that you are a not just only uh, force that you are to be reckoned with, but you aren't for any trifle whatsoever. And you, when you say something and when you ask for something, you really mean it. If you don't get it, well, the other side must be prepared for the consequences that's going to come out of that thing. And the very least what you can expect from this week, it is to be a week where you are going to resolve a big problems that you do have on your plate at that point. That is the very least that can come out of this week. Right, next, Capricorn. The World, Ten of Wands, Knight of Wands, that is the week where you reach the culmination of your part of the deal, or your part of the agreement, the arrangement. And from there on, moving forward, upholding your part of the deal or the arrangement is going to be, how can I put it into words, a completely unnecessary. Now, what's going to be the reason for that, obviously, is going to vary depending on the situation you're finding yourself into. But according to these cards, it's strongly advisable for you, Capricorn, once you uphold your end of the bargain, to orient yourself towards something else. Just set a new perspective for yourself in your life that has nothing to do with the current one. The best thing it is to be actually the opposite of the current one. For example, you uphold your end of the bargain in your career, and it's time to you to look toward your family, or vice versa. You uphold your part of the bargain in your romantic life, and it's time for you to turn your attention into your work. The bottom line is that this is going to be the week where things are going to be set as they are, or set in stones, so to speak, and trying to improve them will be unnecessary, because there will be no improvement, at least for now, at least for the next 6 months to a 1 year, as that is how far tarot goes. You can maintain but not improve, nor you can deteriorate as well. So it is entirely up to you how you want to play your cards, but again, it's strongly advisable, at least according to these cards, to bestow yourself a new target, a new goal into the upcoming week. Aquarius. Nine of Cups. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Well, there is quite a lot to this reading, but these cards are showing that that's going to be the week where a needed support arrives. Support in terms of development that you are trying to go forward with, whether career-wise or whether relationship-wise. And that support that is going to come around will allow you to, I put it into words, it's going to allow you to be happy in this field, right? It's going to allow you to be happy in your job, or it's going to allow you to be happy in your love life. And through this support, you're going to have a lot of, how can I put it into words, a fruitful discussion, so to speak. What can you do to improve? And you're going to see that you can do a lot to improve. And the reason why you could not improve up until this point, whether improve your love life or whether improve your career, is because there were concepts that were dated. And through the criticism of that support that you will receive, those dated concepts will be knocked out and replaced with those which are in tune with what's going on around right now. And the result of all that is that you will, somewhere along the way throughout that particular week, you will experience content, exhilaration, and sensual joy. You will end up being happy. And like I said, content moving forward with your things. But at the very least here, Aquarius, you will see that there is those that care, and there are those that want to be around you, with you. Pisces. Hey, Yasmin. Yeah, just in time. The Hierophant. The Empress. The World. It's paving a way, and I don't even know how to say it. This is a week where your deeds are gonna sound, and the sound is gonna be deafening, right? That sound will ripple in time, and it will be heard, I don't want to say generations to come, but definitely years to come. You are about to make name, you are about to earn trust, okay? You are about to present yourself reliable, and that will pave your way into the future. That is the week where you define the the foundations of your future marriage, for example. You define the foundations of your future business. You define the foundations of your future self, if you will. And these foundations, like I said, they're going to carry you for a very, very long time. So one thing it is required from you to focus on the journey, not the destination. What I mean is that this week you should care less what you get for your work, but rather you should care for how good of a work or a job you are doing. Because even if you aren't paid enough, let's say that you are an actor, all right, and you think that you aren't paid enough for the role you are playing, and that's why you're not give 100% of yourself because you aren't paid enough, right? But if you do that, you won't be recognized by some other producers that will actually give you what you deserve, all right? That is the week where you work for your name, for your prestige, all right, for your resume, and not for the money. The money and the respect, they are gonna find you on their own accord if you build your name and your presence in that particular week, because this is what's gonna be remembered. All right, guys, that's gonna be for the 12th. And now the super chat. All right, Yasmin, you're first. Those are our cards we have. And that week you are gonna make, well, it's going to be cumulative, all right? But when I say you, I mean both of you. And when I say both of you, I mean you and someone that you consider friend and loyal. You will make amends, okay? That's going to be the week where it's going to be decided in between you two that whatever grievances they were back in the days, they should not be the reason why the future shouldn't be good in between each other, because there is going to be I don't know how to put it into words, but I will say it that way. You can be a reason for a significant change into that person's life, as they can be a reason for a significant change in your life. And when I say change, I mean something for the better. But bottom line is that a friendship was severed, right? And it didn't have to be severed, and now that's going to be amended. And this friendship is going to be once more. That person does not live where you live. They most likely live in a different state, or even in a different country. So that's going to be the most important thing for you in this particular week. Right, Taco. You are next. You're welcome, Yasmin. Right, Taco, these are your Lenormand cards. It's the book, the letter, and the mountain. Okay, so these three Lenormand cards, they do represent documents which have been held away from you, right? Or something written that is held away from you. It's kept away from you. And it is an important piece of an information that is, these are the tarot cards, right? These are the tarot cards, and they do point that whatever it's written in those documents, it's putting a delay upon, I'll say it that way, your development. There is something important there which gives you an option available. It gives you an option, no, how can I put it into words? A way forward, so to speak, but it is kept away from you from, I don't know, it could be business partner, or it could be from a family member, or whatever the case. But it is a reason why things are delayed. So think of in which field in your life you are experiencing delays, and there is a document that can speed those things up. Okay, it could be kept away from you from lawyers and so on and so forth, and that's that is a way forward, right? That is a way how you can increase, say, revenue. That is a way how you can increase, I put it into words, gains, for a lack of a better word, and everything. And this document will come to you. It could be with a delay, but eventually is going to be revealed, right? In one way or another, you are gonna have your say. It could be, yeah, well, it could be his lawyers as well, right? That's the thing with the Lenormand, you can't understand the future, so we don't know exactly how these documents are held, but they are very important. They give you an edge, for a lack of better expression here. Okay, they give you an edge, but the thing is that, well, they cannot not be revealed, because without their, it's like a discovery, all right? Without their revelation. Things cannot move forward, but for the other party right now, it's okay if the things doesn't move forward. And that's why they're keeping those documents hidden, because otherwise you will issue things to move forward, and they don't want that, at least for now. But when they're ready, those documents are going to be revealed. Okay, Anna. Yeah, it's for the week, Taco. It is for the week. And I do think that's going to be the week where you are going to have a whiff for that particular document, or a will, as you have assumed here. Because it could be a will as well. It could be also an invitation, right? That you had been invited, but you haven't been told that you had been invited. Thank you, Taco. So you have a birthday. That's going to be your birthday reading, Anna. All right, so these are the 3 cards for your... Okay, so it is... These are the 3 cards. Actually, I'll have to now reshuffle if it is for the week. Happy birthday, Anna. But it is your birthday. I'm going to tell you that year, you're going to make a lot of money. Okay, this personal year of yours, you are going to make a lot of money. A lot of money. You're welcome. Okay, those are the cards for the week for you. And this is going to be a week where all the difficulties you face, which are stopping you from moving forward, whether business-wise or love-wise, are going to be gone. And that's going to be the week where you are going to be a forger of your own fate. You get to decide what you want to do, how you want to do it, and where you want to do it. So that's going to be the week which is going to mark the start of a long-term enterprises, for lack of better expression, an enterprises which can live up to all of your standards and as well all of your ideas. Now, that's said, within this week you may end up having an unfolding love. You may end up having flourishing business endeavor. Okay, the thing is that everything, according to these cards, everything is possible, but you can't have everything. That's one thing. So it will require sacrifice. It will require for you to choose one thing over another. But the thing you choose, it can develop exactly the way you want it to develop. So it is the choice whether you will develop what you want or whether you will go for what you have to. Okay. Next, it's going to be Jen. Right, Jen, those are the cards for you for the week. And within this week, you are going to have someone taking care of you. You're welcome, Anna. You're going to have someone, like I said, taking care of you, taking care of your ambition and of yourself as well. Most likely happening at work. And in between you and that person, romance or romantic feelings are very possible to, can I put it into words, to emerge, right? Whether you will allow those romantic feelings or not to flourish, it's entirely up to you, Jen. But that is the reason why that person is gonna start taking care of you and your problems and your concerns as well. So you're gonna have someone that's gonna take you under their wing at that particular week, or it will offer to take you under their wing. Whether you decide to allow that to happen or not, it's entirely up to you. Okay. And News Devon, you want to know whether Jay likes you romantically. Those are cards. For now, yes. But the reason for it is because at this stage, okay, you happen to be what suits him. That is the reason why for now. The moment you are not the person that suits him, that's not going to be the case. Because it's passion, it's not love. Passion and love, they don't go together very well, at least in philosophy of tarot. Okay, guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generosity, and hopefully we're gonna see each other around. Until then, bye.